welcome to Tournament Takedown NFL Mismatch Dispatch. The start of the 2020 NFL season is here, and it's going to be difficult pinning down our favorite fantasy targets for Week 1. With no preseason and players opting out for COVID, we really don't know what to expect. What I did was take any preseason rankings for the position groups I could find, average them out, plug them into Week 1 games, and look to see if I could find any big mismatches. Most teams averaged out fairly close, but there was consensus for the very top and the very bottom of the rankings. First up, Cleveland and Baltimore. What stands out is that Baltimore's offensive line is highly ranked, and Cleveland's linebackers are ranked very low. So we're looking for players working the middle of the field. On the opposite side, Baltimore's secondary is ranked highly, so it depends on if you think Mayfield will throw interceptions. If you think that he will, then you might want to take the Ravens' defense. Washington at Philadelphia. Haskins hasn't had a full season, and he's up against a fairly highly ranked secondary and a top 5 ranked offensive line. With Washington's defensive line ranked at the top and its linebackers and secondary ranked very low, you would look for the Eagles to favor the passing game over the running game. The Colts at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's offensive line is ranked at the bottom, while the Colts' linebackers are ranked at the top. Their secondary is also ranked at the bottom. The mismatch here is with the secondary, so you could look for Minshew to try his receivers deep. The Colts' offensive line is ranked near the top, while the Jaguars' defensive line is ranked near the bottom. Their secondary is also ranked near the bottom, which gives the Colts the option to run or go deep. The Raiders at the Panthers. You would think with the Raiders' secondary ranked so low, they would go deep, but Panthers have so many deep options, how would you know who to take? This would seem like a good game you could possibly stack. The Jets at Buffalo. On the defensive side, Buffalo looks pretty strong in the secondary and average in the other defensive groups, making it difficult to know where the Jets might attack. The Jets also have a brand new offensive line that's ranked very low, so we don't know how they will hold up. The Jets rank near the bottom in all defensive position groups. That would suggest that you could fire up anyone on the Bills' offense. Chicago at Detroit. With all position groups ranked evenly towards the middle, there would appear to be no glaring mismatches in this game. Seattle at Atlanta. Seattle's defensive line and Atlanta's offensive line both appear to be not great, while Seattle's secondary and linebacking crew appear to be very good. So there doesn't look to be any great mismatches to exploit. If you look at Seattle's offensive line and Atlanta's secondary, it's easy to imagine how Wilson will be on the run all day and throwing deep. Miami at New England. Miami's defensive line is ranked at the bottom, and their linebacking crew is not much better. So look for New England to work the middle of that field. Miami's offensive line is ranked at the bottom, while New England's secondary is ranked at the top. So if Fitzpatrick gets on the run, it could be a long day for him. Green Bay at Minnesota. Green Bay's secondary is fairly good, but their linebackers are ranked toward the bottom. So this is another situation where the Vikings will look to work the middle of the field. While Green Bay's offensive line is ranked toward the top, Minnesota's not ranked toward the bottom in any of the defensive position groups. The Chargers at the Bengals. Now this is the definition of a mismatch, with the Bengals' offensive line ranked at the bottom and the Chargers ranked highly in all the defensive position groups, and Cincinnati running a rookie quarterback. That would seem to suggest that the Chargers are in for a good day. On the Chargers side, the Bengals linebackers are ranked toward the bottom, which will give the Chargers the opportunity to use their best players in the middle of the field. Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Both these teams have their position group rankings toward the top, with no glaring mismatches. Arizona at the 49ers. The mismatch here would appear to be the 49er offensive line versus the Cardinal defensive line. On the other side, the 49ers are ranked very high in all position group rankings. Dallas at the Rams. With a highly ranked offensive line, Prescott should have enough time to work the very weak middle of the field with the lowly ranked Ram linebacking crew. On the opposite side, it doesn't really look like the Rams will have any mismatches to exploit. Pittsburgh versus the Giants. The Pittsburgh are another team that's ranked very highly in all the defensive position groups, and you may want to look at using their defense. While on the other side, the Giants are ranked very low in all their defensive position groups. This could be a game where Connor just grinds it out. Tennessee at Denver. I always like to use a defense with a good secondary against a rookie quarterback. On the other side, Denver's defense is ranked highly enough that there aren't any glaring mismatches. That's it for Week 1. As the season goes on, I personally like to look at the individual positional matchups. I may only roll out the Mismatch Dispatch for big tournaments unless there really is a big demand for it. Let me know what you think in the comments.